In the podcast, we have leading hosts and we have the best co-hosts. You, I can tell, are a leading host, but for some reason, you're behaving like the best co-host. The holiday is coming up next.
Haven't Seen It with Tim Sestito and Tommy Tevenet. Hello, everybody. Welcome on in. Thank you all so much for listening today. This is a podcast where one of us is watching a movie for the very first time. And today, that person is Tommy. Tommy's never seen The Holiday.
Somehow never got around to it.
Oh my God. I've seen this movie like 5 or 6 times. all within a relationship. It was not, not on my own.
Yeah. So somehow girls that I dated had never gotten me to watch this movie until this morning. So, yeah.
There you go, Tommy. So would you say having somebody that you care for sitting on a couch with you watching a movie enhance this movie experience?
Definitely, I'd say so. So I definitely think if I watched this movie by myself, I probably would have just not appreciated it as much.
I mean, I just watched it by myself, but I've also seen it like a bunch of times, so it was just more of like a
refresher.
I was like paying attention to more of the little details of it. But before we dive into The Holiday, we have to discuss something here. Now, we don't have video capabilities yet at this moment in time. But Tommy, he loves music. He works concerts. He goes to shows like multiple times a week. This guy lives at concerts.
Yeah.
And I see he has an American Idiot shirt on, and I was talking to him about the album before we started recording, and he's like, yeah, man, like some of my friends showed it to me like a year and a half ago, and that just absolutely blew my mind because it fits your
personality
and your personality so perfectly. Like it just feels like it was one of those albums that defined you and like shaped you like it did for me. Like that's like a staple album for me. I've listened to it cover to cover so many times. How this feels like The Godfather all over again.
We could almost like rename this podcast Haven't Listened to It, just like have a music spin-off podcast right here. So this is where it starts. But yeah, for some reason, like I was a classic rock snob like throughout high school.
And so was I still kind of am.
Well, yeah, in some ways, like I've gone a little bit past that, but like, for a while I was like, oh, no music past 1990 was good. So like it took me a while, and like, I went through my indie phase, and like the last few years have been going back through my punk phase again. And then instead of just focusing just on the classic punk, I started listening to more of like, the Green Day, like Good Charlotte, shit like that, and just like pop punk stuff that I missed out on back in the day. So it's just like, okay, fuck it, this is what I'm missing. I saw Green Day last year, fucking love them, and then this Green Day shirt is giving me some grief. I remember when I went to go see Crimes of the Future earlier this year with our buddy Will, friend of the podcast. I was wearing the Green Day shirt, and we were really tired coming out of the movie, just exhausted. And some guy came up to me and he was like, hey man, like what's your favorite song off that album? And like my brain was fried. I was not ready to answer. And I was like, I'm too tired. I don't know, man.
What are you, like a hot chick wearing a band t-shirt? You're a fan of Green Day? Name me 3 songs, dude.
That's what I felt. I was like, oh god, now I know how every girl feels when they wear a band shirt. Shit.
Tommy, how often have you gatekeeped women wearing t-shirts? Be honest here.
Never. That's what happened. That's what happened to me when I first started getting into music in 6th grade. Like people in 6th grade would tell me like, oh, you like Aerosmith? Name 10 songs. And just that pissed me off so much. Like I don't subject people to that shit.
Well, that's just like the argument of somebody that just like can't like see somebody wearing something that they like, that they don't want to like it, or think that they shouldn't like it. I mean, obviously there's people that pose with it because of the aesthetic of it. You know what I mean? Like I feel like Nirvana shirts are always super popular with like, in pop culture, and it's like they smell like Teen Spirit and like Come As You Are, but like they don't, like if you said In Utero to them, they don't know what it is. Do you know what Nevermind is? They don't know what that's referring to. But like,
there's some people like that.
Also, who gives a shit?
Exactly. Who gives a shit?
Shirt.
Yeah, it's like whatever. You don't need to be like an expert on the band you're wearing all the time. So,
I mean, I think my response would be if somebody tried to gatekeep me over a band music T-shirt, I would say to them, "This is a band? I just thought it looked cool," and then just like walk away because I would stop them in their tracks. Like,
because you can tell like there's definitely those like neckbeards that get like butthurt about like someone wearing like a Ramones shirt, and it's like, oh, you don't know like any of the songs, like what the fuck, and just like. I thought that this was just like a clothing brand, just to like fuck with them just a little bit more and more.
Just fuck with them and just like leave them in their tracks because they're not going to have a response to it. They're trying to, it's like a power move. They're trying to
Yeah.
control you, and don't let them. So if you're listening and it happens to you, tell them I didn't even know it was a band, and walk away. And
Watch their head just explode.
You like the Ramones? Do you even know when they formed? Do you even know where they're from? No, dude, I don't give a fuck.
Yeah. I like the shirt, sue me.
All right. Well, anyway, this is The Holiday.
This spring,
I'm Miles. I'm Graham.
finding love can be complicated.
I'm leaving in 9 days.
Losing yourself in it
I'm in love with you.
can be wonderful. From the director of Something's Gotta Give, The Holiday, on DVD and Blu-ray March 13th.
Tommy, if you had the chance and Jude Law just like looked you in the eyes with his like those striking blue eyes, like they're almost as pretty as my eyes, like they're up on that tier, you know?
Oh yeah, you're real humble.
Tommy, I'm a very humble person, except about my eyes. I've just
Just one thing.
men don't get complimented. I have been complimented on my eyes by random strangers too many times to not.
All
be
right, yeah,
humble
just brag about it more.
I'm gonna brag about it, but that was not the point of this segment. I'm saying if Jude Law looked at you and just with those eyes and just said, "I think I'm falling in love with you," like would your heart just melt into your chest and just like you would want to like be the little spoon while he plays with your hair? Because I think that's what would happen to me, and I'm not gay.
Yeah. So I think it's just pretty much irresistible at that point. You have the Jude Law charm. I mean, if Jack Black said that, maybe. Who knows?
Maybe for you,
not.
actually. I think Jack Black is probably more for you.
I think Jack Black is more my type than Jude Law here. Let's be real. So I'm on Team Kate Winslet right here.
I mean, yeah, obviously, the Team Kate Winslet all the way. I mean, she's just fantastic. Like I love watching her in anything. Honestly, she has that charm about her. But I think all four of them were great and like pretty perfectly casted in this movie. You know, you nestle up under a fireplace, a little mistletoe, a little hot chocolate and a blanket, right? Like, and you throw this movie on, like you're gonna have a great night. You know, it's gonna be fun.
It's definitely like the ultimate cozy like winter movie right here. So I can see why this is like a rewatchable for like people over and over and over again. So I mean, I liked it, but this is an interesting movie where essentially it's just like two rom-com where I think that my thing with the movie was I really liked like the Kate Winslet stuff with Jack Black and like her whole plot line, but I wasn't the biggest fan of the Cameron Diaz and Jude Law part. I mean, I think their chemistry was good and everything like that, but I just felt like the plot in terms of that and the script in terms of that and that part was just romantic comedy cliche after romantic comedy cliche over and over again.
I agree because like I've made the arguments to friends of mine that are women that love this movie, and I asked them, which one's your favorite part, and they all say the Jude Law, Cameron Diaz stuff, which is why it's in there because this is who the movie was made for, who it's targeted to. Like it's not this movie doesn't exist for you and I to consume. I mean, it does, but you know what I mean. It wasn't designed with us in mind, which is a good thing because then you get to experience something that you wouldn't normally watch. And I'm watching this watch through, trying to take it more from that perspective, right? Because like I know the parts I really love in the Kate Winslet stuff. I love the stuff with Arthur the old man. Like I'm a sucker. I know it's all bullshit. Like I noticed in this watch through, like Arthur was talking about Louis B. Mayer. So if you don't know who Louis B. Mayer is, Louis B. Mayer ran MGM when they were the biggest studio in the golden age of Hollywood. And he was like, I loved every second of working for him. He was the best. I'm like, pretty much everybody that knew Louis B. Mayer fucking hated him because he was a gigantic prick and he ran Hollywood. I mean, but he ran Hollywood. But I mean, he was a gigantic prick and a gigantic piece of shit. But like, I still love when the movies just, they romanticize it, right? Like,
exactly. Maybe Arthur just had a good experience. Yeah, maybe Arthur was one of the people that just had a blind eye to all the bullshit.
Well, he said that he was Louis B. Mayer's personal assistant, so I don't think he just had some magical experience. It sounds like the worst job in Hollywood to start off with, if we're being honest.
Yeah, so it's just terrible right there. So, I mean, it's one of those things. Like, I was ready to when we first started watching this movie. I was ready to like come on here and dunk on the fact that they thought that Jack Black could be a leading romantic lead in the movie, but somehow it worked for me. I think that they like sanded off his they kept kind of his typical like comedic persona, but kind of sanded off the edges a little bit more. So it wasn't like, like this isn't grungy Jack Black in School of Rock or Tenacious D, where he's just like the guy in a band t-shirt that fucking like clearly like hasn't showered in 5 days or something like that. This is Jack Black. If he like had a little bit, it was a little quirky, but still was kind of just like kept together, clean shaven and shit like that. And like you could see him actually dating people.
Well, I think it's in his rider that if he has to be clean shaven, not even just like a little baby scruff, he gets like it's like 50,000 extra a day for every day on set that he's clean shaven.
Yeah, especially now where he looks like fucking Thor with his beard.
Oh,
like, fat Thor to be in particular.
Fat. He's more like the Stay Puffed Marshmallow Man with a beard than Thor. But go off, Tommy.
Well, fat Thor in the Endgame.
I got the reference, Tommy. That's fat shaming, and I can't believe that you would partake in that because there was a bunch of articles by a bunch of people that write clickbait to annoy people. Did I just shit on a Marvel movie?
Aggregator, right there.
You brought it up. You brought it up. I didn't mention it.
But regardless, yeah. So I think that Jack Black was very charming in this movie. I mean, that whole blockbuster scene was just like a really great show of their chemistry right there.
Oh wow, Tommy, what a setup, my man. Because guess what? I have that right here.
Have you seen this?
Chariots of Fire, loved it.
Cling, 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 cling. Such a great score by Vangelis. He took electronic scores to a new level. It was groundbreaking. I'm going to test you on this later. Okay, Driving Miss Daisy, Hans. Very unexpected. Do you remember how great it was? Roodle-dee-doo, scroodle-dee-doo, roodle-dee-doo, sassy. Love it. Is this a bad game?
No.
Okay.
Keep going.
Sometimes I get self-conscious about my ga-ra-da-da-da and scraddle-da. Are you embarrassed by this game I've started to play? Okay. It's not elaborate. I can go loud. But 2 notes, and you've got a villain. I don't know what to say about it. Totally brill. Uh-oh. Where have you gone, Joe DiMaggio? I bet you didn't know. That was all written for the movie. It was a score, technically.
I did know that one.
Can't go anywhere. Oh, my God.
I love that line. Just can't go anywhere. So if you didn't know, if you haven't seen it, that's Dustin Hoffman.
Yeah.
At the video store. They got him for a little cameo where he goes, just can't go anywhere. Have you seen The Graduate, Tommy?
I have seen The Graduate. So I think I watched that in high school. I think one of the classes we watched it. But apparently what happened there was that Dustin Hoffman was literally just like going to Blockbuster to rent a movie. And then like he saw the lights and was like, oh, hey, what's going on here? And he knew Nancy Myers and she was like, oh, Dustin Hoffman, quick. We'll just make this quick scene for you right here. So I have to ask you one question. Is this the last movie set in the present day that takes place in a video store?
No, wasn't there? Wasn't there that movie Be Kind Rewind?
That is true. Okay, so you beat me right there. But
I think. Well, okay. In the sense that a video store is like a successful business structure, yes.
Yeah,
I feel like now video stores are like the punchline of a joke. You know what I mean? It's just like you're working at a fucking video store. You know what I mean? It's just like a guy running a failing business idea. That's the business you put it in, like.
Or like some quirky, like hipster bullshit within a record store too, or something like that.
Yeah, in Portland or some shit, right? Yeah, that's where that would be. Probably the last Blockbuster, like in terms of them be like functioning as what Blockbuster was. So if you were younger and you never experienced the beauty and majesty of Blockbuster in its heyday, and you want to know what it's like, turn on The Holiday.
Yeah,
get to that scene and just enjoy. Yeah, I mean, Jack Black and Kate Winslet have that chemistry, just like it sparks. You know what I mean? And I think it's because they're both going, like the characters are both going through 2 very different things, where they're both in love with very toxic people, and it's getting over that toxicity that they have. Like Kate Winslet is in love with like this guy she works with. They've been like seeing each other for 3 years, but he's just cheating on her, never treating her right, but then making this big grand gesture to get her back. And then just treating her like trash again. And Jack Black's dating like a model who's like out of his league, quote unquote. And right after this moment where that clip cut, he sees her back in town after a shoot, walking with, you know, Mr. Muscles, Mr. Tough Guy, Mr. Perfect down the street, and breaks his heart. And they're attracted to people that are going to hurt them. And they don't know why, and they don't know what they can do to change that about themselves.
That's why I think I liked the whole like Jack Black, Kate Winslet part more, because I think it just felt like more natural, more realistic in a way where it's just like they start off as just friends, and like, you know, they're both getting over exes, where like Kate Winslet's like pining over a guy that like constantly is like, you know, they're friends, but like, you know, they like, it's a complicated. She can't go over his feelings over him. She won't let him give him the space to, she won't give him, or he won't give her the space to get over him and stuff like that. And just, so it's just constant, like a vicious cycle and stuff like that. I think that dramatically it worked a little bit more to me, because that just felt more true to life and more or less romantic comedy cliche bullshit.
Well, here's the thing. The whole movie's cliche. Like that specific plot line is not cliche to rom-coms. It's not typical of it. All the stuff with the Hollywood bullshit and becoming friends with the old man who's the neighbor, like that's it. Like, Nancy Meyers, I think her strength in all of her movies is, and I think this is why we'll get to the England stuff, and I know it's not your favorite part of the movie, but I think all the England stuff works because she's able to elevate the corniness of it. It's because it's not a Hallmark movie. You know, like Hallmark movies are fucking. Have you ever watched one? Have you ever sat and watched a Hallmark Christmas movie?
I think I probably like watched one in the background when my mom had it on, like back when I was living at home back in the day.
No, I'm not talking about it was on in the background. You kept walking in and out of the room. Have you sat down and watched a Hallmark Christmas movie?
No.
I've done it once, and it's fucking. They're terrible. They're garbage. They are. But I know people who love them, and it's because it's exactly what they want. Like there's no twists. There's no suspense. Like they want something really cheesy. They want that beautiful, like spontaneous love with good-looking people that are not really great actors. And that's what this is not a Hallmark movie. I think it's just in the I think it's in the character development of it. It's in the way that information is revealed about each of the other people, and even the suspense in it, right? Like Miles and Iris, Kate Winslet and Jack Black, are on a date. They're both separated from their people or whatever. And then his ex-girlfriend calls. She calls and is like, oh, you know, like, we need to talk, like, you know, doing the whole, like, I made such a mistake. We need to get back together, blah, 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 all that stuff. And it just ends with him on his face there. And then you don't see anything. And then you just cut to the Kate Winslet when Jasper makes his grand gesture of flying from England to Los Angeles to surprise her, and it's where she has her main character moment, and she stands up to him, right? But we don't know what's going on with Jack Black. Like we don't know what's going on. We just leave him there, and then she goes to the Writers Guild of America event for Arthur, the old man, and you know who comes running down right as Arthur gets to the podium? Jack Black, right? Like. You kind of knew it was coming, but it's in the way the information is revealed.
Yeah, it definitely felt a little bit more natural, just a little bit more just like not forced in some ways, which you could definitely feel out some more rom-coms, in which I felt the second part, the other half of this movie had more forced stuff in it.
I don't think it was forced. I actually thought it. I think adding the children into it and the divorced, or not the widowed part into it, makes it really sweet, because Jude Law, like they do the opening where Kate Winslet has her monologue, and we just see Jude Law at a bar, like just like a girl eyeing him because he's the only good-looking man in England, and you know, he just like smiles, and you got the implication, and then we don't see him until he knocks on Iris's door, unaware that Amanda, Cameron Diaz, is staying at that place.
Who is it?
It's me. Hurry up. It's freezing.
Who are you?
Iris, open the door or I swear I'm going to take a leak all over your front. Oh. You're not Iris. Or if you are, I'm much drunker than I realised. I'm sorry for my profanity. I wasn't expecting you.
Well, I wasn't expecting you either.
Nevertheless, may I just...
Oh, yeah, of course, sure, you had to, yeah.
I'm Graham, Iris's brother.
Oh, brother. Well, I'm Amanda Woods. I'm staying here.
Amanda Woods. Is that all one word?
No. No, it's not.
Oh. So, Iris is... Where is she?
She didn't tell you?
She could have done. But, as previously stated, I've been on the...
She's in Los Angeles.
That's not possible. Iris never goes anywhere.
We have that in common. No, she listed this cottage on a home exchange website, and I found it. We switched houses for 2 weeks for the holiday. She's in LA at my house, and I'm here.
Should we now explain what the plot of this movie is? Because we're about 20 some odd minutes in and we just didn't even bother discussing the plot of the movie. If Tommy went on unmute, we could get his beautiful laugh on this podcast, but he decided to mute himself.
Well, I'm here now. So basically, like, the whole plot of it is just that, like, Kate Winslet and Cameron Diaz are both just like recently getting out of relationships, essentially, to streamline a little bit. And they decide they both need a vacation, and they find this like website where it's just like a house swap thing, where it's just like, oh, Cameron Diaz, you can come to my house in England, and I'll go to your house in LA because I heard that this is a fun thing that people do. So that's how the motion of the plot gets set up, and that's one of those things that, like, that sounds so fucking unhinged to me. Can you imagine doing that? Like, just like random stranger here, come to my house and I'll come to your house.
Tommy, I don't know if you've heard of this website. It's called Airbnb.com.
Well, that feels different.
No, I know it does. No, but I got from the gist of it, of what they wanted the site to be.
Yeah.
Was that like you could just rent it? Like, I think Cameron Diaz went on there being like, can I get your house there? And she was like, I'm only looking for an exchange. Like, I'm not just like renting the house out. Now, obviously, the concept of Airbnb did not exist at that time. But this movie, if you talk to the Airbnb founders, they have a video. I'm not going to swear to God because I'm making this up on the spot. But they have a video where they say the holiday was the main inspiration for their...
They can see that just like in right there. So it's just like... Jesus Christ. So I mean, it's apparently like, the rise of like house swap things like rose after this movie, and like police had to tell people to be like very cautious about that because they're like, yeah, we've had cases of like robbery and like murder and like all this shit happen because of this. It's just like, yeah, you gotta be careful. Obviously, you gotta vet the people you do it. So it's just like no vetting whatsoever. Even Cameron Diaz with Jude Law at the door right there. She's like, oh, sure, yeah, you can come in.
Well,
Jude Law, you're safe.
Okay, if you saw that guy.
Yeah,
you're letting him in your house. As I said earlier, Jude Law looks in your eyes and says, I think I'm falling in love with you. Oh my God. Oh my God.
It wasn't even shocking that like they had sex like literally like probably like 20 minutes later, where it's just like, okay, Jude Law's in your house and he's drunk and he's like kisses you.
What do you I mean, I'm not gay, but what am I supposed to do? It's he may not be your type, Tommy, but he's objectively gorgeous man. So
I think I love that like Kate Winslet and Jude Law are in this movie because like they're typically like more known for like dramas and like period pieces and stuff like that, especially at the time. Before then, I think they both did really well with the material, and I think they both felt like more natural and like a more complimentary setting.
I feel like none of them I really associate with rom-coms. I feel like Cameron Diaz is probably the only one there that you would say is rom-commy,
Jack Black's been in a bunch, but Jack Black is usually the one that's like the best friend.
He's the best friend. He's not the guy. Like, that doesn't count. Like, every actor when they're starting up has to just be the friend. You know who else was in this? Who was Cameron Diaz's editors? It was John Krasinski and Catherine Hahn. Like, you got to start somewhere, man. Like, you got to have those moments.
Because it was really John Krasinski like a year into The Office, I think, at that point. So just like, obviously it wasn't the big cultural juggernaut.
No, that's like season 3-ish. That's like 06. Because this movie's 06. So film in 05. The Office came out, 04? So season 2?
Yeah.
So this is when The Office was taking off that he probably got cast in this.
Mm-hmm. Where's one of those things where it's like, oh, that's Jim or something like that. So it is always funny watching those movies back. So yeah, you're right. This literally was right when season 3 started The Office. So like, it was slowly starting to gain traction.
No, because season 2 is when they won Emmy for Best Original Series.
Mm-hmm.
So like that was the moment, and then season 3 was where it's like must watch TV.
Yeah, where everyone was talking about like, oh yeah, have you seen the new episode of The Office at that point?
Well, I was having this conversation with friends just because we're on The Office. You mentioned it, Tommy. And we were talking about, because like, you know, listen, we're a little older, and like I remember being in school when The Office came out, and I remember it was like, if you did not watch The Office before going to school the next day, everybody was going to talk about it, and you were going to get it spoiled, and you weren't going to be able to contribute, and you had to make sure you watched The Office because everybody watched it.
I'll admit I was a little bit of a late horse to The Office. I mean, I obviously I watched like here and there, like you know, reruns and stuff like that.
Green Day, The Office, Tommy. Oh my God.
Well, I mean, I got to. I mean, I watched a few episodes here and there, but it was never something like I watched every single episode until I worked at Mattress Firm back in the day, and Mattress Firm was so slow that they would let you like do whatever you wanted like when you're at work. So I ended up watching every single episode of The Office in the span of a month. So that was how slow that job was. Just wake up, watch The Office, watch a few episodes where you're making breakfast, go to work, watch 7 episodes of The Office, go home, watch a few more episodes of The Office. It was a time of my life. I'll say that.
And I have no, is that the wrong movie?
Yeah,
but no, because we were talking about how it's like so popular with like Gen Z and stuff like that. And that, and it's like, you guys don't get it. Like you don't get how big it was at the time. People were like, we're finding it like it was just a cult hit when it was out. It's like, no, dude.
I remember like in 6th grade. I think 6th grade was when The Office premiered. And I remember people like even then in 6th grade in the gym locker room were talking about it and like making quotes about it over and over again. So something you couldn't avoid.
and also think about it with The Office, like it came out like Steve Carell's on it, and then 05 is the 40-Year-Old Virgin where Steve Carell became A-list.
So talk about run.
Yeah, no, but I'm saying like it gave The Office that much more traction.
Well, that's why I didn't cancel it, because I think the first season was supposed to be like didn't do too well, or it was just like okay. It was, and then they're like, you know, 40-Year-Old Virgin was coming out, and like we should probably keep this.
Yeah, they were like, oh, the Steve Carell guy, kind of funny, kind of a funny guy. But so, that's not what the premise of this movie is. It's not The Office, even though John Krasinski's in it. But yeah, Cameron Diaz, Jude Law, like as we showcased, the chemistry was there, like initially from the spark of when they met. I really think him having the daughters and keeping it a secret after Cameron Diaz kind of shared everything that happened to her in her life, like her parents getting divorced, right? She was like, we used to be the 3 Musketeers. I cried myself to sleep. And then she surprises him at his house, sees his daughters, they're lying in the tent, which was adorable. You have to admit. Set design, it
was adorable, but I'll admit that like that scene of like, you know, him revealing the kids like kind of made my eyes roll, where I was like, of course this is where the movie goes right there. So it felt like very predictable, almost like in the Hallmark sense, where it's just like, oh, like Cameron Diaz's story, she's this uptight person that works too much, and like, you know, she needs to relax and goes down, and then like she meets this guy who at first he seems cool, and then they say, oh, you have a kid, and like you have a widow, and you're really charming and sensitive and take care of all these kids, and it kind of just made me feel like typical Hallmark movie bullshit almost. Obviously this is a little better than that.
Not a little better, it's a lot better.
It's a lot better, yeah, in terms of production value and acting, directing, all that. But
and writing, just writing,
but plot,
everything else.
But plot wise is just like, oh god, like of course this is where it's fucking
right. But you got to think of it from Nancy Meyers' perspective, and like obviously I don't know what was going on in her head when she wrote this screenplay, but it's like I have this like interesting idea for Kate Winslet, like it's a character journey for her to overcome like her dependence on somebody that's toxic. But to get people in the theaters, I can set this other thing in this really cute whimsical British town where the snow is always falling and it's cold, and they'll have beautiful winter jackets. Also, Cameron Diaz, she is the greatest runner in heels I've ever seen in my life. When she gets out of that car to return back to Jude Law, and she is just sprinting in heels down an icy road. She was just booking, and I was like, goddamn girl, impressive legs, impressive.
No, yeah, so she apparently said this is like one of the most like physically demanding movies she's ever in because of how much she had to do the running right there. So I mean, I'm not to nitpick, but to nitpick a little bit, it was one of those things like How much faster was it going to take her to fucking just wait in the car?
Oh, it wasn't going to take any fast. It made no. She would have gotten there way faster if she stayed in the fucking car.
Yeah,
There's
I was
absolutely
like,
no way she's running 10 miles per hour for a mile down the road in high heels.
Yeah, it was just like she would have been. I mean, it worked because like whatever, it worked for the movie and it looks like very cinematic, but it was also cliche in a way. But it's like, come on, like if I was Cameron Diaz, I was like, all right, well, fine, just stay in the car. I mean, Jude Law's probably not going anywhere for a little bit. I can wait. And the movie, the second that she in the beginning of the movie, she's like, I never cried. I was just waiting for that moment where like Jude Law was gonna make her cry. You knew immediately that's what was gonna happen. Yeah, you knew that's
and Jude Law, he's a crier. He's a real crier. He admits it. He bawls all the time.
Yeah,
he's a sensitive, gentle, caring man. And that's just what women want, man. Women want men crying in their laps. That's they don't say it, but that's really what they want. I'm kidding. If you're a guy and you're trying to, you have a girl, you're like, don't cry in her lap, unless you're like mom dies or something.
If you want to, you want to. Yeah, whatever. We're not going to give out dating advice here on Haven't Seen It.
Yeah, I would say Tommy and I'm probably not the dating experts here.
So that's why I have a podcast.
All right, I think that's the transition right there, baby.
I am a star. I'm a star, I'm a star, I'm a star. I am a big, bright, shining star.
Tommy, I feel like for the first time in a really long time, like this is one where it's like, who's the star of this movie? Because I'm not sure where I'm going to go with this, to be completely honest with you. I think it's trickier.
Yeah, I this is definitely like a 4 co-lead movie kind of thing, but like out of all of them, I'd probably say Kate Winslet was probably my favorite. I mean, Kate Winslet opens up the movie and like kind of closes the movie. I feel like she has the most dramatic moments in this movie. She has the most interesting plot line of the movie too. So I think her performance was also great, and she showed that she can like work in more of like a present day setting in terms of acting, and like was charming and like lightly humorous and stuff like that. So I'm gonna go with Kate Winslet here.
Yeah, and it just shows off like such a sweet, caring like side of her. You know what I mean? Like she just like is able to like the fact that she didn't know anybody there, but she her old 90-year-old neighbor who she had no idea who he was, and and then walks in and it's like, oh, this is a Hollywood screenwriting legend in this house here. I mean, I was just falling in love with Jude Law on this watch through, man. Like, oh my god, dude. I feel like there was the joke a while ago because I feel like in this was the era where Jude Law just said yes to everything to fund his cocaine problem.
Allegedly,
alleged cocaine problem there's no evidence of. Maybe the first time it's ever said, but we make cocaine jokes a lot on this podcast, believe it or not. And I really like Jude Law. I really like all 4 of them in this. Honestly, like it was just perfectly cast.
Yeah, there wasn't really a weak link in terms of like the 4 main leads right there. So
I will say it's not in performance. I will say, and maybe it's probably to the story's benefit, but I felt like Miles was underwritten. And not in the movie.
Jack Black's character.
Yeah. Like I felt like we didn't get enough of him really in this. Like he has the least amount of screen time out of the 4 of them by a mile. Yeah. And like I get it's more because it's Kate Winslet's, it's Iris's story. Mm-hmm. Because like Cameron Diaz's ex, like once he's out of the picture, he's out of the picture. Jasper remains throughout the entire movie. And first of all, in terms of like if we're gonna pop little holes in here. All right, so they work together, and then he starts dating a girl on the other floor. So everybody in the office knows that this dude is sleeping with both of them. Yeah. And she's like, how does it not get back to the other girl that gets engaged?
Well, no. I think that it was like that, that once he started seeing this girl, they stopped sleeping together and they were just friends. But he was a very emotionally needy friend where he was constantly.
No, it's emotionally abusive, is what it is.
Yeah, exactly. Where he was just like constantly dumping on her and stuff like that, stuff that like should have been with his girlfriend and stuff like that, and just like kind of leading Kate Winslet on over and over again, where she constantly couldn't get over him because like she constantly was getting like signals from him and stuff like that, and like wondering what if. So
yeah, maybe it was. I kind of took it that like he still took her for a ride every now and then.
An emotional ride, I think.
Definitely an emotional ride, but I meant more of a
Yeah, yeah. Well, I know which ride you're talking about, but
I
yeah,
want to
think
take
it
a
was-
ride on your disco stick.
Yeah.
Oh God.
Are you ready, comedy partner? Waka waka.
Now, Tommy, would The Holiday work as a Muppet adaptation?
This like isn't quirky enough of a rom com. I feel like to it work as a Muppet adaptation. Are you disagreeing? I'm seeing your face right here. You're disagreeing. You think it could?
I just want to see this entire movie be Muppets and Jack Black as the only human because I just want to see Jack Black work with the Muppets. To be completely honest with you,
He's done it before. He was in the Muppet movie, the 2011 one.
was he really? I can't
Yeah.
remember. Oh God, damn it!
He was a big part of that movie. Like they kidnap him, and he's the host of the Muppet Show for that movie. And like,
Or no,
they
I think
do
you're-
all-
he.
yeah, it was the 2011 one. He was like animals, like anger management instructor and stuff like that in the drum circle. And then like the whole point of the movie is that like when they run the Muppet Show, they get a celebrity guest, and the celebrity guest they get is Jack Black, who they kidnap. And Jack
I
Black.
thought
is
that was Zach
tied up.
Galifianakis. Oh no, he was the homeless dude.
No. So yeah, it was Jack Black was in the Muppet movie,
Oh,
the Jason Segel one.
Now I feel like a fraud. Oh my God. I mean, I also haven't seen that movie in like 6 or 7 years. So like,
Yeah, so
you know,
someone got
it's-
us to rewatch him. So I did watch that. I did watch Muppet Christmas Carol last week. Great movie, but yeah,
Of course,
This-
it'll be on the week before Christmas for me.
exactly.
Wait, have I ever told you my first Jack Black experience?
What?
Okay, so my first, like, I didn't know who he was, and then School of Rock came out.
Hmm.
And do you know how I saw School of Rock for the very first time?
How?
So Kevin Miller, a guy we went to high school with, great guy. He for his 3rd or 4th grade birthday party, got a limo and took us from Westchester County, where we grew up, into the city, New York City.
Hmm.
We went to Jekyll and Hyde restaurant, which is like one of those like touristy kind of places. But if you're in 4th grade, it's awesome. They do like the shows with all the Jekyll and Hyde stuff.
Yeah,
And then we went and saw School of Rock in theaters and then took a limo back. And let me tell you, as an 8-year-old, that is like the coolest possible day you can have. And then my street,
Yep.
right? Like it's that one-way little gravel road. That limo dropped me off at my house, and it took it 20 minutes to get off that street. It was awesome. Just a
Yeah, that
limo
must be
back
fucking
and
insane.
dropping it back and forth. Oh my God, dude. But yeah, that's my Jack Black story.
This may shock you, but the first time I saw School of Rock was only last year.
You couldn't have waited just a little bit longer so we could have covered School of Rock on this
Yeah.
podcast, Tommy.
This is like 4 months before we even started thinking about doing a podcast or something like that. So we just missed the window right there. Could have had it right there.
We also could have lied and just done it anyway.
That's true. We could also always do that.
But we haven't done that because we're integral and a lot of integrity.
I'm pretty sure
we extend windows. We extend windows of when we've seen movies, when we're like, we want
Yeah.
to do it and we have our schedule already laid out. We'll just do it next month. But we have integrity. It's within the window of the podcast. Nothing we've seen before.
I'm pretty sure that I saw E.T. before, but when I was a kid, and I did not remember a single thing of that movie. So it counted.
That's fine. That's totally
Yeah.
fine. All right, Tommy, review time. Give me a score out of 5.
So I think that this is like a review that has to be in 2 parts almost. I really like the Kate Winslet part, and like with Jack Black, I think that part, if I had to rate it, would be a 4 out of 5. The chemistry between them was really fun. I think the plot was very engaging, and just like overall, much more like anytime that plot was on, I was always engaged and really wanted. But if I had to rate the Cameron Diaz part, Jude Law, very cliche. Wasn't as big of a fan of it, so it was just like kind of I was waiting. There was just like, come on, can we just speed up to this? And it didn't help that I watched this movie with commercials on, so it just made the movie that much longer. Yeah.
I don't have Hulu with live TV, so I had to just Amazon Prime it. I didn't have a choice.
We watched it on TBS this morning, so it was TBS, but like not live TV, but it was just like
The thing I had the thing where because like I wanted my Hulu, but I don't have the live TV on it, and I click it, and it was it. I couldn't.
Yeah. So I mean, it made a movie that was already like 2 hours and 16 minutes, like ended up being like 3 hours, which was a little bit of a marathon, but still, I like this movie. The Cameron Diaz part, I have to rate like a 2.5 out of 5. So if I had to do an average of the both, I'd give this movie probably like a 3.5 out of 5. Liked it. I liked the Kate Winslet part a lot more than the Cameron Diaz part.
I'm going to echo your sentiments here, Tommy. I think 3.5 out of 5 is very fair. and very true to what this movie is. I think I think I said when we did 500 Days of Summer, like for me, like rom-coms on a scale, I just like outside of When Harry Met Sally, which is tremendous, but like this is a really, really, really good romantic comedy. And I think especially from the era that it's from, when most of them are like kind of trash, in my opinion, this one just really stands out from having like a unique dynamic. It doesn't really have the best friend element in it. You know what I mean? And like Arthur is the only best friend character in it. And he's like fully developed. He has a whole arc in it. And I think like that just adds to it. It's really about the characters. It has its cliche moments, as it should and as it does, but there's a reason it's a rewatchable. It's a holiday staple. And yeah, 3.5 out of 5. The Holiday. Now, Tommy, any final thoughts?
All right. So thank you guys so much for listening. You can follow us on social media at CNETPod. That's on Twitter, Instagram, and TikTok. And leave us a 5-star review while you're listening to us on Apple, Spotify, wherever you get your podcasts. It really helps us out. Next week, we're covering a Christmas classic that I somehow have never seen in my life. It's a Wonderful Life. Never seen it. I don't know how.
Tommy, I have a warning for you just ahead of time.
Yeah.
If you give this movie anything less than a 4.5 out of 5,
it's over.
it's over, man. I just forewarn that because I know older movies, like I think it's like incredible, and I think in terms of if you watch it from the lens of it's older, so it's not going to, you're going to see stuff in it, but like I really hope you appreciate for what it is and why it's still worth watching today, because it is, and I think it's probably the greatest Christmas movie ever made.
All right, well, I'm excited to watch it. So
it's also it's also in the Die Hard realm of not really a Christmas movie, and you'll understand exactly what I mean when you watch it.
All right, yeah, can't wait.
So thank you guys all so much for listening today. We'll see you next week.